Hey guys, welcome back to Pirates in Paradise. We're doing this video because our girl needs some love. We're fixing to go into what I'm gonna call Saving Guapa, a little series about specifically boat work on saving a steel hull sailboat. As you can see by our windows here and the side rails, she's got a lot of cancer and needs a whole lot of love. We've kind of been putting it off just because you know, money's been tight and wasn't 100% sure about how to take care of it. Well, now it's time to get on it before our boat rots away on us. These windows, when we bought this boat, this was all already here, a lot of it, but they had used fairing compound and paint and made it to where you couldn't see any of that. They hid it from us. And of course, over time and the water getting in and all that, the fairing compound and paint has broken away, and you know, we've got to see how bad a shape she's really in, and it's not good. She's below the water line, integrally she's fine. You know, the boat's in great shape. It's all brand new through holes, brand new bottom paint, all that. But up above the water line's a different story because we haven't gotten to address any of that yet. So we're gonna do a spin around the boat real quick, just kind of let you see her shape now, and then just follow along. We're gonna show you how we address all these windows. I got a plan on fixing these to where it doesn't ever become a problem again. Also on our cap rail here, it's all starting to rot out because some of the stanchions and chain plates were welded to it, and then some of them they screwed through it, and so that's allowed water intrusion. And I've got a plan on getting rid of that also. You'll just have to follow along to see what we do about it though. And you know, any suggestions along the way will definitely be read and possibly even used. Biggest projects. We may have mentioned in a video, I don't think so though. As we pulled up to the dock in Key West to have our last haul out, Leland here died. I believe it's his injection pump, and being a 43-year-old British tractor motor, they don't make those injection pumps anymore. You can find them rebuilt every now and then. But for not knowing how many hours this thing has on it, not knowing if I can get the right injection pump, blah blah blah, we are just getting rid of it. Not exactly sure what's going back in yet, but you'll be seeing within a couple months, because that's when we're going to be doing it. This thing's got to go. We're hoping to get something a little smaller, you know, comparable in size, lighter and smaller, because technology's come a long way. Also, the water heater there doesn't work, it needs to go. The boiler there doesn't work, it needs to go. Just got a lot of work to do in here over the next few days. The boys and I are going to start tearing this engine apart, get rid of the heat exchanger, the exhaust, the transmission, all that, so we can start getting this cleaned up in here and hopefully get her a good coat of paint before we start putting the new motor in. And we'll keep you up on date on that as far as what we're going back with and whatnot.
Yeah.
Alright, so here we are, a quick breakdown. I'm going to kind of summarize. We plan on, we got to get our stanchions back on. We're going to have lifelines. Got to get the engine. The really bad rust around the windows and the cap rails got to be dealt with. So I'm getting more steel. I already have a flux core welder I can run off the generator. So long story short there, the boys are going to be learning how to weld along with me. I've done a little bit of welding, but not enough to call myself a welder. The engine, the boys are fixing to get a crash course in marine diesel mechanics, because for the most part they're going to be the ones wrenching. You know, I'm very mechanically inclined. I want my boys to, you know how to think mechanically, and I think the best way to do that is let them get in there and get dirty. You know, that engine's not good for anything anyways. They're not going to hurt anything, so they're going to get in there and tear that thing apart. We are currently looking for an engine. I would really love to find a Cummins 4BT to put in there. I don't know if that's going to work or not. I've also looked at some Ford Leymans, so we'll just see. You know, I'm not trying to break the bank. I got some quotes for new Cummins 4BTs, and they were from $18,000 to $28,000. We obviously don't have that kind of money to spend on an engine. We're looking to, spend $6,000 to $10,000 to get this thing repowered. So yeah, we're probably gonna end up with a used engine, but I'm gonna wait and hold out until I find something with low hours. You know, as far as the stanchions go, I would really like to get my cap rail fixed with same size steel. Just cut out the bad pieces, weld in new steel there, then treat it and paint it properly. But I'm going to try to come up possibly with a TIG welder, so I can just TIG weld the stainless steel stanchions to the steel cap rail. That way we don't have any penetrations, less likely to rust and rot. You know, worst case scenario, I'll end up having to use maybe some kind of just regular steel for stanchions and keep it painted real well over the course of time so they don't rust away. Now, we're still working on figuring that out. Around the windows, my plan is to get some, maybe 1/2 inch polycarbonate and cut it 1 inch, 1.5 inches all the way around, bigger than the external. You may have noticed that these windows inset about 1.5 inches. And I would like to just go with polycarbonate on the outside of that after we address those, of course. I'm going to clean it up real good, OSPO it, use a rust block on it, paint it, and then put the polycarbonate on the outside. The problem is those ledges that go back to the window tilt into the glass instead of tilting out, so any water that gets in there sits there, puddles, and gets to soak in between the glass and the steel and rots it away. I believe that's a little bit of a design flaw, so we're just going to get rid of those ledges completely so no water gets in there. Then therefore there's no way for it to rot away any longer. Other spots, there's really not anything else that really needs to be cut out and replaced. Everything else can be ground down and treated, and then faired and painted. So that's the plan on all that. At this point we just got to start knocking down one job at a time until all the jobs are dealt with. If you look at it as a full picture of it, it seems overwhelming. But if you just concentrate on one thing at a time and stick through that until that thing is done, well, eventually your list goes from a giant, obscene, overwhelming mountain to a little molehill. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to jump on it and start getting this boat back into shape. I haven't told the family yet. I've kind of mentioned it to the wife, but honestly, I'm kind of tired of Key West. We're coming up on another hurricane season. And I don't want to be in Florida for another hurricane season. So we're going to be repowering within the next couple months. I personally, by May 1st, would like to be casting the lines and headed somewhere else. But we'll have to discuss that with the wife and figure out where and when and why. And we'll let y'all know about that as it happens. Alright, now we wanted to invite everybody to follow along on this journey of saving Guapa and trying to get her back into the beautiful shape she used to be. So if you would, hit that subscribe button, throw a thumbs up, maybe put a comment down below with some suggestions of how you might attack some of these spots you see in the video. What you might repower your boat with, suggestions for what we could use to repower ours, good places to find engines, any of that would be very helpful, and we would certainly appreciate it. Thank you.